Alright, so I figured I'd do a quick update video on the Century Derby car for 2018. I got the front end torn apart, and a few things I noticed in this car that I figure why not put them back in is these little brackets that used to bolt on this plastic piece here. But why not go ahead and put them back in? That way the fender has that much more strength back into it. So I took them out and I'm gonna bolt them back in also. These things here, the little bump stop things, I figured I'd put them back in too. I mean, they'll work for something. Give it a little bit more strength. I already put the one back on. Got my battery out. Gotta put this back. I noticed one thing that could have ruined the fan belt is this bolt here was just hanging out right there. I gotta move the coolant jug and whatnot, and all in all, this car isn't too bad. It's pretty solid. And got the driver's seat put back in. Got my battery box in there. One I used last year, just an old toolbox that got smashed. But it works good because I can run the cables right through the old handle right here, and I put a bunch of foam in there. It works really nice. I can shut it, and I'll throw a strap or something over that so the lid doesn't come up. They bitched at me last year for it. But it should work. It worked good in my Cavalier. I gotta figure out something different for my gas tank. It will work, but the sending unit on that tank is smaller than the Cavalier was, so I'm gonna have to refinagle that so it'll work. Oh well. Another thing I noticed in this headlight bezel here, there's another piece of metal right here that surrounded the headlights, but that can go back on the car. I don't see why not. That's a little bit more metal to bend up before it gets to the radiator, I assume. You know? I mean, the radiator's gonna get smashed no matter what. I mean, sometimes you get lucky and it doesn't, but 9 times out of 10 it's gonna smash. So I pulled the adhesive off of that. Can't run any plastic or nothing like that. I think they'll let the rubber grommet things pass. If they don't, it's only 2 bolts a piece. I'll take them back off. And it's not that hard to get to. But that's factory metal. So, and our rules state that you can't add any additional metal. Well, that's not additional metal. That was with the car. So if you're running one of these cars, take that back out and put it in it if you want. Got one window out. Pretty much all the interior. I gotta get the headliner out, and I've been focusing on this ramp truck, RV ramp truck. I haven't done an update video on that yet, but the bed's coming along. I've been welding like crazy. I ran out of welding wire. I gotta enclose the back half of the cab still. I started making fenders, but like I said, I ran out of welding wire. So I figured, well, I'll work on the Derby car. Nice dovetail I made there. That's the rear bumper off of that camper. I finally got that out of the mud hole it was in. So it's pretty bad in there, but I'm using it as storage for car parts and whatnot, and that's got to go to the dump soon so I can get that trailer back. I got to get the tank dropped out of this, and so I'm not relying on a lawnmower gas tank to run it. Somehow got to get it to pass inspection before August. I got a lot of work to do. Oh yeah. I might be borrowing somebody's trailer this year. Might be. But, oh well. At least I'll have a good rig for next year. So, alrighty, I'm going to get back to work.